Second part of viruses. So the four most common viruses you're going to see are cucumber mosaic virus, which I talked about a lot in the previous video, impatiens necrotic spot virus, which you can often see called impatiens necrotic ring spot virus, but that's the older name for it, tomato spotted wilt virus, and tobacco mosaic virus. So these are just some general virus symptoms you may see. On the left, we've got stunting and dwarfing. That's actually peppers that have the tomato spotted wilt virus. We've got currant in the upper right here that's got the black currant yellows. And then we've got potato yellow vein virus here, and it may look like an iron deficiency, but the difference would be if it was an iron deficiency, all of the older foliage would be showing this damage. If you were going to pan out on this plant, chances are there's going to be some random sections of the plant that are going to show this symptom. So there's a wide range of hosts in addition to tomato. Early symptoms of it are very difficult to diagnose. This is tomato spotted wilt virus. Some of the things you may see are inward cupping of leaves. The foliage may be off color. Dark purple flecks or small necrotic concentric rings, which you might think might be fungal disease. And here are these spots here. They're not necrotic yet. They will be. But the difference would be that if it was a fungal leaf spot, you would see some fruiting bodies on the underside of the leaves. You don't see that on these. So you might get these yellow to white concentric rings on the fruit, about a ½ inch in diameter, and then the areas within the rings are going to be raised. And it's spread through several species of thrips. There's a lot of weedy hosts, so it's important to manage your weeds. That's probably the best thing you can do. So of course, infected plants should be removed immediately. You want to manage weeds and you want to manage thrips populations. This is shepherd's purse, and this is one of the many weeds that will harbor both thrips and the virus. So it's really important to keep the area around your greenhouse, nursery, or a farm or garden clear of weeds. So here's the impatiens necrotic spot virus. It's very closely related to tomato spot wilt virus. Sometimes you'll see them kind of interchangeably. The symptoms are very similar. The difference is that impatiens necrotic spot virus is vectored only by western flower thrips. The tomato spotted wilt virus is vectored by all species of thrips. This is on begonia, so don't let the name fool you. So some of the symptoms you're going to see are necrosis, spotting, ring spots, mosaic, mottling, distortion of new growth, stunting, plant death. This is what it looks like on coleus. Again, don't let that name fool you. So you're going to monitor the thrips, the western flower thrips, with light blue or yellow sticky traps. You want to make sure that you're removing the weeds under the benches. Bittercress is very attractive to thrips, and it's also a symptomless carrier of the virus. So weed management is key. Okay, so we've got tobacco mosaic virus on tomato. So it's transmitted on workers' hands, clothing, or on tools. It can remain virulent in dried sap on tools. Cigarettes can transmit the virus. And this isn't when you're smoking. It can actually just be by holding the cigarettes. And if you've got clothing, that you've got cigarettes in your pocket, the clothing can be a transmitter of this virus. It's really key that you wash your hands often and you sanitize your tools and surfaces. And keep in mind, as I said, don't let the name fool you. Tobacco mosaic virus occurs on other plants besides tobacco. So some of the plants that are susceptible: tomatoes, flowering tobacco, pepper, petunia, potatoes, peppers, and orchids. So here are just some more symptoms. We've got mosaics. This is rose mosaic is caused by Prunus necrotic ring spot virus and apple mosaic virus. In stone fruits and apples, the viruses are pollen transmitted. In roses, the only proven means of transmission is through vegetative propagation of infected bud, scion, or rootstocks. Prunus necrotic ring spot virus on Konzon flowering cherry on the right there, and we've got tomato spotted wilt virus on the left and hydrangea ring spot on the right. So rose mosaic, as I mentioned, several mosaic diseases will cause these: Prunus necrotic ring spot virus, apple mosaic virus, Arabis mosaic virus, and strawberry latent ring spot virus. So spreading through grafting and budding, and this is actually can be grafting underground between roots. So your infected plants may be less vigorous and more sensitive to winter injury, and symptoms of this disease are mainly seen on the new growth in the spring, so keep your eyes open. And this particular picture is from apple mosaic virus. So chlorosis may also be seen on new leaves in the fall. Branches sometimes grow in a zigzag pattern, and then infected plants appear to be less vigorous than healthy plants, as I've already mentioned. And here's another picture of what that can look like. So management includes purchasing clean and or certified virus tested stock, remove and destroy infected plants, and if you're going to do grafting, you want to heat treat the scion stock plants 4 weeks at 100 degrees before grafting. And some of the other symptoms you may see are leaf rolls, which you see from a potato leaf roll virus, pear stony fruit virus, where you have this fruit deformity, and then we've got tomato bushy stunt virus here on eggplant.